We recently attended the Microsoft Advertising Meet the Screens roundtable discussion where insights and research were presented by Natasha Ritzik, the Global Director of Insights and Analytics for Microsoft Advertising. They talked about your relationship to your device. Their team went in and spoke to 1,500 people in the US, the UK, Russia, China, and Saudi Arabia to discover how people felt about their individual devices and if there were any commonalities between all of these people. They wanted to better understand how we each reacted to information that came through on our devices. They listened carefully to how we all talked about it and noticed patterns and phrases that were appearing everywhere in the world. And so they looked at all these insights and divided them up into Jungian archetypes to characterize our collective relationships and give suggestions for best practices for each device. They discovered that your relationship to your TV is very much like a jester. It's the everyman. A good example would be Steve Carell. It's someone you've known for years and whose company you enjoy in a passive way. Best practices for TV would be to tap into my emotions, don't make me work too hard, entertain me, and help me relax.
AXA is an insurance company who strongly believes in innovation. They were the first insurer in Belgium to launch an iPhone app for car insurance, and now they've also created one for your home insurance. Such an innovative idea deserves an equally innovative way to launch it. So we created an iMercial. Here's how it works. The commercial shows a house. There's no door, just a QR code. Suddenly, there's a huge crash. The spot invites you to scan the code to find out what happens. Using your iPhone, you unlock the house and step into the commercial. The film ends with a product demo where you can instantly download the app.
Your relationship to your PC is more of a sage or even an older sibling. There's a competitive dynamic and it's your intellectual guide through life. With your PC, you can go a bit further than your relationship with your TV. You can give me a challenge, you can teach me something, give me something that makes me look good, help me become the best I can be, and let me show you what I've learned and give me some competition.
How can you get people to sit in front of their computers, staring at a car for up to 15 hours straight? Well, we reinvented a car salesman classic. The Last Man Standing Hands on the Car endurance contest, but this time it was online. The rules were simple. Pick the car you like, log in with your Facebook account, and then just hold on to it for as long as you possibly can by holding down the mouse button. The one who held out the longest on each car got to drive it for a week. While sitting there, you could see some of your competitors and how long they had been holding on to the car. And we also took the opportunity to tell you some interesting stories and, of course, a lot of fascinating facts about the car. About 9,000 words of heavy sales arguments, to be exact. To make it impossible for the slackos to just tape down the mouse button and go fishing, you also had to perform some simple control tasks that popped up randomly on your screen. If you actually managed to fail one of these simple tasks, or if you moved the mouse off the car or accidentally released the button, you had 3 lifelines, each one giving you 5 seconds to continue the struggle for a week with your favourite car. The contest was partly promoted with banners, but most of the marketing was done by the competitors themselves, spreading the word and their best results on Facebook. When the contest was over, more than 45,000 visitors had spent thousands of hours with the cars, and 3 winners had held on to them for over 15, 11 and 9 hours. And even though it was aimed at the small Swedish market, Peugeot Take the Car had visitors from 86 countries.
And at that point in the presentation, she stopped and said, "Where is your phone?" And everybody laughed a bit and discovered that their phone was either in their hands or within 3 feet of each other. And that really characterizes your mobile phone. That relationship is that of a lover. It's very close to you, it's highly personal. It allows you to connect with friends and family in the most close way possible through voice, text, and email. And they discovered that you'd rather lose your wallet than your phone. With a mobile phone, the best practices for advertising make me feel like I belong. It must know me perfectly. It helps me make the most of myself, surprises me, keeps me on top of my life, and helps me fit in.
Overworked? Underplayed? Join the club. When was the last time you took stock of your social life? Not that one, your actual social life, the one you spend in the real world, with humans, over drinks. That's what we thought. Social Life Audit is the first ever Facebook app that uses your online photos and check-ins to form opinions about your offline social life. It uses Face.com's facial recognition API to tell us exactly how much fun you're having. Mood analysis determines the average mood of your party, how many people are in your crew, and how many of them like you. Gender analysis determines how often you hang out with the opposite sex, if any of them are single or look like ducks. And that's not all. We also use Black Book's database of over 2.5 million bars, restaurants, and nightclubs to cross-reference your check-ins and determine if you're going to the right places, or not going out at all. All you have to do is opt in, and be comfortable with a little constructive criticism. Once you receive your score, you can audit your friends and see how you stack up. Then get out from behind your computer and start living. Your social life depends on it. Find balance. Find ultimate.
They also discovered that the more personal the device, the more unlikely it was that people would react well to advertising on it. Most of the cohort were, the over 45 cohort were very receptive to advertising on television, and then PC, and then phones, where the under 30 cohort were most receptive to advertising on their PCs, then their TVs, and then their phones. They felt that the most trusted and intimate device was universally the mobile phone, and then the two cohorts also had a switch in this category as well, where the over 45 were least trusting on the PC, and the under 30 were least trusting on the TV. And with the new advent of the tablet, they found that the relationship was characterized as the wizard. It can be anything you want it to be. It's an email, it's books, movies, DJs, it's games, and it creates a journey that's highly interactive, and since we manipulate the content, it makes it all the more memorable. For tablets, best practices are to provoke action, enable competence, provide experience, interact seamlessly, enhance flexibility, and to curate life.
Here's your Domino's pizza.
The most important things we learned were that it's important to carefully adapt content and not just execution for each type. And the best overall ideas are those where the execution is worked through each of the, try that again. The best overall ideas were those where the execution was adapted for each device. And what's most important is to carefully adapt the content for the behaviors of the users as they were using it. For example, mobile users are very distracted and also very aware of where they are. So bite-sized information is the best. It's all about the behavior and not the technology.